2014 Mazda 3i Grand Touring. Grand Touring means it's the top trim, so we have leatherette seats, navigation, a sunroof. It's not exactly a luxury car, but if you're driving a compact car, this is about as close as it gets to luxury. We just drove this Mazda 3 for the first time a couple months ago, and it was immediately apparent that it's one of the best in the class. So obviously we had to pit it against what we've defined as the current segment leader. The Focus has won the past 3 comparisons it's been in. Up against a Honda Civic, up against a Dodge Dart, and then in a bigger 5-car comparison. But the story is actually deeper than that. Just a couple years ago, Ford owned a controlling stake in Mazda, and they tapped the Japanese automaker to help them with their new compact car, the Focus. Ford sold its share in Mazda a couple years ago, so now you have 2 automakers independent of each other with products that were both shaped by the other automaker, and they're going head to head to determine what's the best in the segment.
This is kind of an interesting test where it's Mazda's chance to show that it can build an excellent car without any help from the Ford Motor Company. This Mazda 3 embodies the Sky Active philosophy. What that means is engines with enthusiasm and very exceptional fuel efficiency without turbocharging. It also means light, stiff body structure with good balance, good handling. It's at the very heart of the Mazda 3 in this comparison.
The Focus really has it going on with the chassis. It's a bit firmer than the Mazda 3, but it still soaks up bumps really nicely, has great damping qualities. Now, if you're just a casual buyer looking for a compact car, you might find it has a little bit of an edge over some rough pavement and bumps. But as somebody who loves to drive, I think the balance is just spot on in the Focus. Both of these cars feel quite good from the driver's seat. The Focus's seats are a bit firmer, but over the long run, it seemed like you started to fatigue in the Mazda seats a little bit quicker. Now the big difference comes when you start to look at the center stack. It's not exactly the most attractive thing nor the most functional thing in terms of the navigating menus with this kind of 4-way controller and little itty bitty volume knob.
Focus is more involving than the Mazda. That has good and bad, but it feels light and lively. And it responds nicely when you change lanes like I'm doing now or turn off center, but there's not quite enough feel or effort build up. Both of them have a very similar brake feel. Good feedback through the pedal, and you get increased braking mainly with added pressure, not distance. That's the way I like it. But they're both excellent cars.
Mazda's just over 100 pounds lighter than the Focus, but it actually feels like the gap is even bigger than that. This car feels quite a bit lighter, quite a bit more nimble. The Focus has the edge in the hard performance numbers for both the slalom and the skid pad, but the differences are so minute. I think if Mazda had put a sportier tire on this car, they really would have reaped some rewards when it comes to handling. 2 things I really like about the Mazda is that the interfaces with the driver, the steering wheel and the stick, are both quite light but extremely precise. The shift action in the Mazda is far more satisfying. Same goes for the steering. Really nice, light touch, yet as soon as the wheel moves off center, the car's changing directions. From a livability standpoint, this Mazda is far above the Ford Focus. The materials are higher end, the finishes are more attractive, and the ergonomics just make more sense. So if you're going to have a car that you have to live with on a daily commute, or even the car that you're going to take on road trips, this Mazda is hands down where I'd want to spend my time.
I thought I could read zoom zoom in the sky, but it's just clouds.
No, that's actually Sky Active technology. This is a especially heated battle because of the relationship between Mazda and Ford.
I think they're proving that they can do it on their own and make the best or one of the very best compact cars. It's a little more sophisticated, more kind kind of cultured and polished than the Focus.
It's kind of the complete package, I guess. It's really nice inside. It steers great. It handles great. It rides nicely. And from the driver's seat on the road, when you don't have a clock on the car, it just really feels like a grown-up compact car. It's so good. You know, it just smooths over a few of the rough edges the Focus has.
Yeah, inside and out it looks better, and it's better finished, and it shows a higher level of refinement and development, which was packed into a relatively short period of time. So that's a lot to Mazda's credit.
So, another close comparison, but Mazda takes it.